1 year ago, he wasn't even on the radar. Now, he might be the first Academy kid to hear his name called on draft night. G'day Swans fans, if you love watching the next generation of Bloods come through, hit that subscribe button and let's talk about Harry Kyle. Harry Kyle, remember that name. Because in a matter of months, this 188cm utility from the Sydney Academy has gone from rugby union convert to potential top 20 draft pick. We're not talking about a steady progression through the ranks. We're talking about one of the steepest rises in recent draft history. The kid who spent most of his life with an oval ball in his hands is now being compared to Finn Callaghan. He won the standing vertical jump at the National Draft Combine. And there's genuine talk, real, legitimate whispers from recruiters that he could be the first Sydney Academy player bid on when draft night rolls around. For a club that's built its identity on developing young talent, on turning academy kids into future stars, this is massive. Harry Kyle represents something special, not just because of what he can do on the field, but because of how quickly he's done it. But to understand how we got here, we need to go back to where it all began. This time last year, Harry Kyle wasn't immersed in the AFL system like most academy prospects. While other kids were grinding through pre-seasons, learning the structures, getting comfortable with the oval ball, Kyle was playing rugby union. Think about that for a second. The pathway for most academy players starts young. They grow up with sharing in hand, understanding the game's nuances from childhood. Kyle, he's had one full season, 1 year to learn what others have been perfecting for a decade. And yet, here we are. His journey into footy started with the Sydney Academy in early 2025, playing in the Coates Talent League. 4 games. That's all it took. 4 games for recruiters to sit up and take notice. 4 games that showed everyone this kid had something different. What makes Kyle special isn't just his athletic profile, though standing 188 centimetres with genuine power and running capacity certainly helps. It's what he brings from rugby. That ability to draw defenders in traffic, the sidestep that creates space where there shouldn't be any, the fearlessness that comes from a completely different sporting background. No one saw it coming. Behind closed doors, academy coaches were watching this unfold with a mixture of excitement and disbelief. They knew they had something, but the speed of his development, that caught everyone off guard. Those 4 games in the Coates Talent League weren't just good performances, they were statement games. The kind that gets you selected for the Ally squad. The kind that earn you a VFL match, a huge step up in competition for someone so new to the game. And Kyle didn't just survive, he thrived. Recruiters started making comparisons. Finn Callaghan's name came up repeatedly, same high-octane style, same transition presence, similar size and power. The kind of midfielder utility who can impact games across multiple positions. But here's the thing that's got everyone talking. He didn't get the luxury of an AFL pre-season. While other draft prospects were fine-tuning their craft with professional programs, Kyle was catching up, learning on the run, absorbing everything at breakneck speed. The fact that he's not just keeping up, but potentially leading the Sydney Academy class, that's extraordinary. Then came the National Draft Combine. This is where it all crystallised, where Harry Kyle went from interesting prospect to genuine first-round consideration. He won the standing vertical jump. Not just performed well, won it. Against the best athletic talent in the country, Kyle proved his power and explosiveness were elite level. This wasn't just a kid who could play footy. This was an athlete who belonged at the highest level. But it was more than just testing numbers. Recruiters who watched him closely during the combine saw something else. They saw versatility. Real, genuine versatility. Not the kind where a player can fill in at different positions in a pinch, the kind where you actually make you better wherever you play him. Halfback, his boldness and damaging ball use create drive from defence. Midfield, that power and running capacity let him transition the ball with authority. Even up forward, those rugby instincts, the ability to find space, to sidestep, to draw multiple defenders, make him dangerous in traffic. What would you do if you were a recruiter? How do you pass on a player with that scope? Here's where things get really interesting. The whispers started, quiet at first, then louder. Some recruiters believe Harry Kyle will be the first Sydney Academy player to attract a bid at the 2025 AFL National Draft. Let that sink in. In a Sydney Academy class that's produced multiple talented prospects, the rugby convert with one full season of footy could be the first name called. It's almost unbelievable. Draft range? Picks 15 to 35. But there's a growing sense that bid could come earlier, much earlier. And for the Sydney Swans, this creates both opportunity and tension. If Kyle goes early, the cost to match the bid increases. But the alternative? Letting a talent like this slip through isn't really an option.
This is the moment everything changed. The moment Harry Kyle went from academy project to potential impact player. The footy community has been buzzing. Swans supporters who follow the academy system closely couldn't believe what they were seeing. Social media lit up after his combine performance. "Who is this kid?" became a common refrain. When you win the vertical jump at the combine, people notice. Recruiters have been more measured publicly, but privately, the conversations have been intense. Multiple clubs are believed to have done extensive work on Kyle, trying to work out exactly where he fits and whether his rugby background is an asset or a risk. The consensus? It's absolutely an asset. That rugby union experience gives Kyle something you can't coach, an understanding of space and movement that's different from traditional footy players, the ability to stay composed when defenders converge, the physical courage to take contact and still deliver. Media coverage ramped up significantly after the combine. Draft analysts started including Kyle in their first-round projections. Some even flagged him as a potential slider, a player whose lack of extensive footy background might scare off some clubs early, creating value for teams later. But for Sydney, there's no sliding. If another club bids on Kyle, the Swans will match. They have to. Around the academy, you could sense the pride. One of their own, someone who came in late and worked harder than anyone to catch up, now being discussed alongside the draft's elite talents. That's what the academy system is supposed to produce. Former Swans players have noticed too. The comparisons to Finn Callaghan, a player who's become a genuine midfielder at GWS, carry weight. If Kyle can develop even close to that trajectory, Sydney has found something special. The human element here is remarkable. Think about Kyle himself. 12 months ago, he's playing rugby. Now he's facing life-changing decisions about his football future. You can only imagine the emotions running through his mind as draft night approaches. This reminds me of the great academy success stories we've seen across the competition. Players who came through development systems and became stars. But Kyle's story has a unique twist: the rugby background, the compressed timeline, the meteoric rise. For the Sydney Swans, this could be massive. The club's already shown a willingness to invest in academy talent to back their development system. If Kyle turns into the player recruiters think he can be, it validates everything they've built. Starting his career off halfback makes sense. That's where his damaging ball use and boldness will shine immediately. But long term, there's every chance Kyle becomes a genuine midfielder. The power's there, the running capacity's there, the footy IQ will develop. Looking ahead, the consequences of this draft could shape Sydney's next era. If Kyle goes early, say pick 15 to 20, the Swans will need to use significant draft capital to match, but that's the price of securing elite young talent. Compare this to other rapid rises in AFL history, players who came from different sporting backgrounds and made immediate impacts. Kyle has that potential, the athleticism, the point of difference, the hunger to prove himself in a sport he's still learning. What happens next will define his career. Draft night is just the beginning. Then comes pre-season, then the real test of AFL football. But if his first year in the system is any indication, Harry Kyle isn't someone who backs down from challenges. The Swans faithful should be excited, very excited. At the end of the day, this is what being a Swans fan is all about. Watching young talent develop, seeing the academy system produce players who bleed red and white for years to come. Harry Kyle's journey is just beginning. From rugby union to potential first-round pick in 12 months, that's not just a feel-good story. That's the future of our football club taking shape before our very eyes. Let me know in the comments where you think Kyle will land. First bid on draft night or later in the first round. Hit like if you're backing Harry Kyle to become a Swan star, and I'll see you in the next one.